Alright, guys. Welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry. Last time we left off, it was the end of Chapter 1, so we're going to pick up on Chapter 2. Hit continue and load. Okay, so last time, there we go, continue. I took it a little too easy on the morning of my day off. I was totally late. Today was the day that Rena and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. Rena and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place. Ch.1, you're late. Sorry. The show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late and keeping two girls waiting. Michan, you just got here yourself. Ha ha ha. Last night's episode of A Day in the Life was interesting, wasn't it? She was just as guilty as me. Rena was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right. Rena really did make a picnic. Kichan, after you left, Rena pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it. It was nothing, so don't worry about it, okay? She's been like this since last night, you know. Can you take responsibility for this? Alright. I am a man after all. I'll take responsibility. Huh? Responsibility? For what? Oh, I accidentally skipped that. As we both turned around slowly to look at Rena, our gazes drifted downward to the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except this was Rena we're talking about here. About 2 kilos, I guess. When Rena was picking it up, I could see that she was struggling a bit. I say 5. You're exaggerating. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I just dropped something. Kid-shun is a boy, after all. I thought he could probably eat a lot, so I made a lot. Alright, let's get going. Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunchboxes. Correction, I say 5 kilos too. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. I won't forgive you if you make her sad, got it? The only thing I could do at that moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk bathed in a gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. These were the boonies after all. No slovenly desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. It really was a nice place, peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Oh, good day. Good day. Oh, you would be my Barakun, I believe. My two companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. All of these passers-by even knew my name. When did I become this famous? We passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid. Aha, it's a bit sad to say. Everybody knows everyone since there are so few people here in Hinamizawa. So that means when an unfamiliar face walks by, they automatically assume that it's my Bara that just moved here? Yeah, that's how it works out. It was a process of elimination you could only pull off in a place like this. But it was quite effective. From now on, I'd better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the villagers labeling me as the lech by the next day. Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. That's not the end of this nightmare. Of course I know them. The first person we met was Old Man Takazo from Makino Bike Shop. His hobbies are bonsai and playing the flute. Next, we met the grocer's second son, Daisuke-kun. His hobby is sharpshooting, and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. And the person we just met was Mio-san, the nurse from the clinic. Her hobbies are birdwatching and photography. You know the names of everyone we pass by, and even their profiles? Seeing my surprise, Mion and Reina exchanged looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah, we're not like the city where people hardly know their neighbors. Then let's try it out. You there, who am I? Aha, you're Ch.1. You say some mean things, but you're actually a kind, shy person. It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobby is taking afternoon naps. Lately, you switched over to wearing boxers, didn't you? That's enough. Boxers? Enough of that. Apparently, there is absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Hinamizawa was not a place to be trifled with. This feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right. We're parading around like this after all. Don't you all think so too? That Keichan is fitting right in here at Hinamizawa. The population in Hinamizawa is shrinking, so the villagers welcome anybody who's new here. I thought about brushing it off with something to say to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Thinking of that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed by another person. Of course, we were called out to again in the same way. "Oh my, good day. It's wonderful seeing you get along. This lady here is Fujishima-san." "Good day." "Oh my, how wonderful for you. Having someone on each arm. How are you? Getting used to life here?" Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, her voice appreciation of how energetic I was. "Good." As I looked back over to Reina and Mion, they gave me a wink. "So now then, about time to have lunch, maybe?" Reina's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man, I'll do what I can, but it's just too much. "It's fine. Leave it to this old man. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I'd expect no less from the class representative. Reina, if we're going to eat, we might as well go somewhere with a good view." Yes. Good idea. I agree." Reina nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. Cresting the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but falling leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. This here is Furude Shrine. It's probably the place with the best view around. This place, be sure to remember it. On our next break, a festival will be held here. Isn't it a bit too early in the season for a festival? The Watanagashi isn't a summer festival. Long ago, it used to be a celebration of the end of winter. I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Now then, spread out the lunchboxes, and there. Various colored lunchboxes were placed one after the other on top of plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Reina's home cooking. Went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all this? Hey, Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get all this down, you know. Good afternoon. It was Rika and Satoko. Why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see. This was her secret plan, to power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty. We just had to come since there was such a commotion. What is the meaning of this? Take a look. It's time for lunch. Buffet style. A handmade gourmet meal made by Reina. I could see that much. Why have you laid out a tarp on our property? The temple is public ground. It's not yours. Keiichi is right. This is everyone's property. Wow, Rika's such a good girl. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. Have a seat. Eat with us. After opening up a spot for Rika, I promptly turned my back on Satoko. Hold on 1 second. Where's my spot? No spot for you and nothing for you to eat. Don't worry, there's some for you too. None. I'll eat all of hers. I will not allow that. Here, chopsticks. Both Satoko and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other. Man, really, Kei-chan? You're really good at leading people on. You might have a talent for this. Have a plate. One for Mi-chan, one for Rika-chan too. Reina whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates. If we don't hurry, it'll all be eaten up. That's right. Okay. Shall we commence this battle? Please eat a lot. There's enough for everyone. Reina said as she opened up the thermos. Just then, I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. I will not allow you to have this hamburger. Using your elbows against the rules, Satsuko. Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. It was a tough battle, blocking with her full momentum and an elbow in opening moves. Satsuko appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in our proficiency with chopsticks proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand. Ah, the last meatball! Satsuko Hojo has been bested. Satsuko and I amiably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that it made Reina blush and breathe heavily in excitement, it was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mion advised Reina to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. I'd do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. The intense battle calmed, and finally, everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. I do wonder why there are so few words in Japanese to praise how something tastes. Isn't it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until the modern era? It seems that long ago, I wanna turn this down because I can hear this from my headphones, and I have my headphones a little low, and I just want to make sure that I'm not being drowned out by the sound. Seems that long ago, people ate in silence. It must have made the people preparing the food a bit sad, don't you think? It's probably because back then the people were busy even while eating and didn't have time to compliment the flavor. That's just you. But you know, just hearing that it's good makes me happy. That my effort was worth it, I mean. She blushed a little as she said that. It was delicious. With absolute perfect timing, Rika struck Reina directly with praise. She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence. Aw. After Reina uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof. How? Rika-chan, I'm gonna take you home. No, I mean, thank you. It really was delicious. Reina flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost... Sorry, I skipped it. To reward Rika-chan for her praise, ta-da! These are special, 2 apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them towards Rika-chan. After Rika accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. What is it, Satsuko? What's with that defiant look? Has everyone prepared proper praise to receive apples from Reina? Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think up with your weak vocab? Oh, well then, allow me to show you. After Satsuko flashed Mion at me a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly. Hey, so Reina Oni-chan's lunch? Satsuko thought it was yummy too. Satsuko looked up at her with poutily while talking cutesy. I'm sorry, I'm so dyslexic. What? How is that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears. That's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is a Reina limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Reina. Aw. Of course, that was asking for the impossible. Reina glommed Satsuko and began rubbing her cheek against her. Cute! Satsuko is so cute. Take you home. Swish. Stab. Push. Satsuko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at Mion and me again with that defiant gaze. It only took 5 seconds to take down Reina. That's unfair, to think she had such a trick. If it upsets you so much, why not reward Reina with some praise? Damn it, that was such a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise. Satsuko, you think you've won with that, don't you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mion. What kind of trick is it? Kei-chan is going to be the one who does it. What? Oh, why don't I have you show me then? The writhing of an old maid. The plan of attack suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing we had to beat Satsuko. After sipping my tea, I started talking very naturally and calmly. Perfectly. It really is good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right? No. Actually, most of it, almost all of it was frozen stuff. Then which ones did you make fresh? Um, um, well, it's embarrassing. Do I really have to say? From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria. I already know. This one, right? Uh, uh-huh. And it turned an even deeper shade of red. The words "I can't believe it" practically written on her face. How can you tell? How that I made it? Of course, Mion had told me beforehand. It's been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher. It had your smell. Silence enveloped the area. Reina, face still completely red, froze solid. With a small yelp, Satoko also blushed. Of course, I did too. I sure would like to try one of Reina's handmade apple rabbits or something. Even if this was all because I was competing against Satoko, it felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. Then, at that moment, whoosh! It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. Please eat some, Ch.1. There's plenty for you. Instantly, dozens of the Huark? Huark! I think that's how you say that. Instantly, dozens of apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Okay, say Ch.1. Teehee. My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth while she was squealing. One apple after another was forced into my mouth. More and more apples. How about them apples? Looks like we win. Kei-chan, that was a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Satoko? This is our complete victory, isn't it? I can't believe it. Such trickery. It doesn't bother me at all. Satoko ground her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claimed victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. At that time, Rena stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something. Rika, you're not eating it? Did the salt water make it too strong, maybe? Looking over, Rika had pulled the toothpick out of the apple rabbit and placed it into her cupped hands and seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Poor Mr. Rabbit. I feel so sorry for him. I want to save him. That was the sound of blood spurting from Reina's nose. Cute. Tonight, I will take you home. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Then, coming back to her senses, she took all of the apples around me, gathered them up, and with a whip, fixed them back into the plate. Now they're all just fine, okay? Here, I'll give them to you, Rika. Rika raised up Satoko's hand like a referee after having that plate of rabbits shoved to her. She whispered, "This is our victory." What? A comeback? Whatever this says, I just don't care anymore. Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. And then we get a title card. It was a fun-filled, crazy day, but as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly. Later, Reina and Kay. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for today, Mion. I had a great time. See you tomorrow. Satoko and Rico went home as well. We parted ways with Mion, and it ended with just Reina and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home. Thanks for coming today, Keiichi. Was it fun? Yeah, lots of fun. Almost feels like a waste to go home now. Then, well, would you mind taking a little detour maybe? A detour? Is it far? It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long. Since we had been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Rena, I quietly nodded. This art is beautiful. Traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, what looked like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. A large heap of garbage spread out off towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper. Ofufu? I don't know how to say that. It's been quite a while. I wonder what's here. When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here was with this garbage pile? It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure. Raina had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers, so that meant there was something cute here? Whoa, a new pile. I can't wait. She bounded up the unstable slope. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Hey, wait, I'm coming. Whoa. My city-raised self was completely pitiful. It's alright. Just stay there, Keiichi. It won't take long. Reina kindly declined my accompaniment. Don't fall, watch your step. I'm fine. This is nothing at all. Literally bounding up the heap of trash, Reina disappeared over the other side. I didn't like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Without the lively Reina around, the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, the sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to somebody's presence. Startled, I turned around. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. He spied over at me through his camera. His body was tanned and fit, but something about him seemed unreliable and he had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa, you surprised me. Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who's surprised here. My bad. I didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious outlook, he introduced himself without my prompting. I'm Tomataki, freelance photographer. I come to Hinamizawa from time to time. I didn't ask who you were. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, one would think. My bad. I mainly photograph wild birds. They can't refuse, you see. Ahaha. So what? You're saying I'm the same as birds? No, well, you see, that image of a young man in the twilight was just picturesque. I apologize for trying to take your photo without asking. Adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy trying to get cozy with me, except it didn't seem like Reina would be back soon. But this older guy, Tomataki, he didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by himself. Keiichi, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm finished now. Reina popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand. You have someone with you? What would she be doing over there? That's what I wanted to know. Dunno. Maybe she's checking on that dismembered corpse that was out here long ago. Tomataki looked shaken up by that for a moment. Uh-oh. I responded like I would if I were talking with Reina and the others. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. Taha, Keiichi, sorry to keep you. You were waiting a while, I guess. I'd best leave you two lovebirds alone. Again, my apologies for startling you, Keiichi. Tomataki chortled suggestively, then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort put me off a little bit. Keiichi, are you angry? Why? It wasn't Reina's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now. How was it? Find a treasure trove? Oh, yes, so listen. You see, there was a Colonel Sanders doll. A Colonel Sanders doll? Oh, that thing. Those statues they always have out in front of that fried chicken place? That life-size dummy? Yes, Colonel Sanders. I want to take it home. I couldn't tell how she decides what's cute or not, but, well, she seems to want it. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you just take it home, right? It's become the base of another pile. I can't dig it out easily. There's no lampposts over there, so it'll get dark pretty soon. Reina seemed quite down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out. to repay you for that delicious picnic you prepared today. Thank you. Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us. Keiichi's gonna help. I could take Colonel Sanders home. Reina staggered along as if intoxicated in her dreamish state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of her cheery state. Hey, Reina. Long ago, did something happen here? Seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details, though. Just wondering if you knew about an accident or something? I don't know. Her tone was disturbingly frank. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Rena quickly lightened her expression. Actually, I didn't live here until a year ago. Huh? You transferred here too? I was sure that... So you see, I don't really know much from before that. Sorry. Don't really know and don't really want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. Thinking about it, of course, would be like that. Oh, thinking about it, of course it would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms. If it's just like Tomataki said, then I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. And then title card. Alright. You've received new tips. The Maibara Mansion, the Dam Site Murder Dismemberment. Newspaper edition. Let's look at the Dam Site Murder / Dismemberment. From the June XX 1979 edition. The Shishibone City Okinomiya Police Station, June XX, late at night. Oh, is that 20th? Oh. Suspects XXXX and X were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender, Blank, has been added to the wanted list nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom on the 20th at 9 p.m., where they are suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. On the 20th at 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filled by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. Blank. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested at that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested at the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimonies, the investigation is ongoing. Alright. And we'll go ahead and do this Maibara manner. Get these tips out of the way. So, Key, you're not stinking rich? What is this all of a sudden? Did I come to school in a limo before? How much do you get for a monthly allowance? About $10? My, that's a rather plebeian amount. His lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich. What are they talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get and then told that's a plebeian amount? Oh, sorry. Reina seemed to pick up on my dubious expression and started giggling. Kei-chan, your house, you know, it's pretty big, yeah? So the architecture has people all around Hinamizawa calling it the Maibara Manor. And it sort of stands out. Maibara Manor? Since the house is so big, everybody is gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings. For my deduction, I wager they spent too much money on building the house, and that's why they are now broke. Being broke, how very, very unfortunate. Rika took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires or poor. We're the image of a normal, average household. You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand. The gate is large enough for a truck to get through. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There are a bunch of different workshops, and lots of his works are hanging up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually only uses a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people in cars could come in to see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entranceway Mion is talking about is one for the studio and is normally sealed off. The entranceway the Maibara family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I really like a chance to explore Ki-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich but having a home like that. What could be hidden in there? Excuse me. Maybe there's something cute hidden. They probably had no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. If there are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor. What? That'd be great. So great. I want to roll around too. Seems like their imaginations were just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad is a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them look around the studio. The cry of the Higurashi crescended as the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the summer air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Alright, that's all the tips for this chapter. I'm going to go ahead and save. Save over. I recorded this one, but the audio from me speaking was unfortunately barely audible. So, we'll pick it up next time.